Hello, welcome back to The Void. Today we're talking about Nour Trades and his new response video that he made. Actually, not only are we going to respond to him, I already tried to respond to him. I tried to confront him on a call, and he ran away from the call and refused to answer questions after I wouldn't take his 100K bet. If you don't know, in the video we're about to watch, Nour says, I'll make an 100K bet with you, CoffeeZilla. Come to Miami and prove that I'm a fraud. And I'm like, buddy, just answer like 3 questions on this call. I'll prove you're a fraud. He refuses to do it and says, no, we have to meet in person. We have to meet in person. I said, well, I'm not flying to you, and you're definitely not coming to my house. So, yeah, I mean, do you know who I am? I'm the internet detective. That's what I do. And so at that point, he rage quit the call. You'll never pay it.
You just believe your own lies so that people can believe you on your videos.
I just told you,
Goodbye,
if it's actually my terms, I would take the bet. I already told you I'd take the bet if it's my... Okay. I may release that call. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. To be honest, it's just terrible content. If you want to see it, though, if you want to see some just headache-inducing back and forth, getting nowhere arguments, please, I'm happy to release it. I just don't know if you guys want that feed polluted with that, but I'm happy to share the pettiest stuff. You guys know me. But anyways, I want to respond to this video of his that he released. There are a few points I want to respond to, and there are new points that I want to bring up that I wanted to confront Nour with on the call, but he ran before I could do so. So let's start with Nour's point about Spencer Cornelia. Guys, if you don't know, there's a big beef in the guru busting community. Not really a beef, but Spencer Cornelia went to this guy who I exposed and basically said, he's legit. You know, he's legit. Now, I thought that was weird. I thought it was not a great video actually investigating Nour. I said as much. I said, look, I like Spencer's videos, but, you know, sometimes, honestly, when he goes there in person, he just gets a little soft. And so, you know, that was just my opinion. Now, Nour decided to take this and say that I accused Spencer of bribing, getting bribed, which I never said.
Now, the fact that he put his own friend in a predicament like this to make his cult family think that he was bribed to come do this video with me, shame on you, CoffeeZilla, and shame on your cult for thinking down on someone like Spencer, who I didn't know before he contacted me in the first place.
All right, Nour, I feel the shame coming my way, me and my cult, the cult of the void. But unfortunately, you're battling against an enemy that doesn't exist, because I never said in my video that Spencer was bribed. I just said it was a bad video, which I definitely stand by, and I told Spencer as much. Now, the next thing I want to go over is Nour takes a look at his bank statements. Unfortunately, bank statements can be faked, which we're going to talk about. We'll show you some bank statements that I believe were faked early on in his career using a very similar method. It's extremely unclear because he actually hides a lot of the evidence on here. He says it's because he needs to hide personal information and then hides actual financial stuff too.
I'm obviously going to blur my address and things like that. So don't try to say, oh, he's blurring, information. I have an account number. I'm not going to just give you guys my address, my full, P.O. box.
First of all, we don't know whose account this is. Second of all, he blurs out quantity of the stocks he purchased, the price, the purchase date. All of this is super relevant information, and it's conveniently left out. I bring this up because Nour has a habit of doing this. In fact, as far as I could find back of all his statements he's released, there's always information, financial information, that he's leaving out of these trades, which I find very curious. He's also never released audited financial statements from his broker for the time he's been a trader. Also very curious. But I think the video gets really interesting, and you can see how he's kind of squirming out of the real accusations when he starts talking about this rental that we found out that even Spencer Cornelia said was fake. The guy who says he's legit, he actually admitted, okay, his real estate was fake, which I don't know how that doesn't raise red flags, enough for you to believe this guy's not fully legit, but I digress. But Nour's going to respond to this, and it's very interesting what he does. He does a little bait and switch.
Thing is, I see a lot of comments talking about the Miami house. Yes, it's an Airbnb. I flew out 5 random students. I'm not going to do it in my house. And I don't have a house in Miami. Spencer knew that before he came to the video. We told him it was an Airbnb. Everything was up front.
So this is a little bait and switch. He's trying to pretend, oh, I always said it was an Airbnb. What me? Fake a house? I always said that this was just a rental. But he knows what we're actually talking about is this. Nour trades, top of the thing, I bought my $12 million dream house. This is the video that was faked. He had a fake realtor, I believe, come out, or someone who lied about him buying it. And he's made multiple pieces of content about buying a $12 million house that is provably a rental. Here's this video, and yes, I'm going to show you some of it. It is actually a hilarious watch.
Welcome back to the official house tour. Today I'm here with Mr. Maharian, my real estate agent. He's gonna help me explain the house better. We've been here for 2-3 days. We're still trying to bring everything to the house, but we're gonna do our best to show you everything that we can. Obviously, we're still adding lipstick to the house and a little bit of construction upstairs. So,
okay, so he's saying all this like, hey, this is my house now. This belongs to me. He even brought a realtor who he says he's going to drop his info. He never actually says who the guy is. In fact, here's a picture they took where Nour explicitly says, I finally bought my $12 million dream home. This was 7 years of hard work, not some overnight success. But here we find it on Zillow, renting for $39,000 a month. Eventually, the house was sold, but not to Nour Trades, instead to a guy, Levon. It's not really relevant because it doesn't belong to Nour Trades. Now, knowing that context, that he's explicitly lying about the fact he rented this house, watch him try to parade it around with a fake realtor talking about how they bought it.
So let's go ahead and get started with the house. We'll take you through the front door first. We just wanted to show you the garage, and then we'll come back to the garage and finish off there for the video. So, Mr. Maharian, why don't you direct us into the house,
All right.
and I'll talk with you.
So we have here, it's an ultra-modern, fully furnished house. Come on, let me show you guys inside. It is 4 bedrooms, 4.5 bathrooms, with a beautiful panoramic view.
They literally brought out this guy with the realtor starter pack kit. He wears his sunglasses inside, and he says words like ultra modern about 12 million times.
Pool and a jacuzzi. This pool is heated. Right here we have a jacuzzi. You could go to the edge and just look at the city. It's honestly, what more can you ask for? Is there a better pool than that?
How many times? I feel like this guy's seeing the house for the first time, this realtor. Even the comment section started to figure out what was going on. This guy says either this is a fake video or the realtor is nervous on camera. He didn't describe not one thing in how you couldn't already see it by yourself. He probably said state of the art 20 times. In response, Nour says, English isn't his first language, bro. He did his best. He didn't even want to be on camera. I had to force him, which I don't know. Is that true? He sounds like he can speak English pretty well. I don't think that's what's holding him back. Just imagine that a guy hires you for some fake job, and then when he gets called out, he's like, he just doesn't speak English. Like, what are you talking about? This guy definitely does.
Our place right here, again, this great area to entertain guests in the heart of Los Angeles. There isn't really much more you could ask for.
No, this is the sickest view ever.
More than anything, he just seems super nervous, and Nour Trades ends the video saying he's going to link the realtor's information in the bio.
Obviously, I'm going to put your contact down below, so if anybody's looking for a house out in LA, California, this is the man to go to, and please don't be shy to, hit him up. Appreciate it.
Shocker, he never puts the guy's information anywhere, which, once again, this comment section, I love the comment section. They notice. This guy says, you never put the realtor's information. Lol. He says, it's on my IG. The guy says, I don't see his info because he's a fake. Don't be so gullible. I'm not being gullible. He said he posted the realtor's info and I fact checked it. Yeah, he didn't because he's a fraud. Yeah, somehow these commenters see right through this guy, notably on Nour Trades' own account. This isn't some scam busters account. On Nour Trades' own account, people are calling him out. And so this is the questions that he's dodging, not only during the call that we had, but also during his response video. Let's see that again. He just tries to hide the fact that he's faked a house purchase before, which if you're willing to fake a $12 million house purchase, you're telling me you're not going to fake a trading statement?
Yes, it's an Airbnb. I flew out 5 random students. I'm not going to do it in my house. And I don't have a house in Miami. Spencer knew that before he came to the video. We told him it was an Airbnb. Everything was up front.
There was one element that had me a little worried, which is he claims to own and live in this mansion in LA. I did not find any proof that he owned it. He was going to send me the deed, to which he never did. That could be miscommunication. I don't know, but upon further research, it didn't seem that he owned it.
The cope is real. Now, up next, I want to talk about something else that was never addressed in this response video, which conveniently never gets addressed by this guy, which is his whole backstory is completely fake. This is Nour Trade's webpage, which he said never existed. He said, I made it up. But actually, I found out that not only didn't I make it up, it actually changed over time in a way that literally is mutually exclusive. Like, all these things cannot be true, which I find super funny. So at first it says, when he starts the page, it says 18-year-old turns 20K into 1.5 million in 6 months. Now, a couple days later, it says 18-year-old turns 20K into 2 million in 6 months. So somehow in the same period of time, he made $500,000 more. Can you believe it? But that's not even the worst part, because at the time he supposedly was an expert trader already, right? He had already made $2 million. He was posting in this website. This is after he published that website. He's saying things like, exclamation point, help, Apple looks good, or things like this. Should we buy puts or not? A good idea? He was saying this at a time, he was asking questions to a random other guru at a time when he himself was already selling signals. Now, of course, we already know all that. So this isn't a big like gotcha to say his whole backstory is fake. We know that. I just wanted to say he's addressed literally zero of this. If he would lie about all of that, if he'd never cop to it and never admit to it, what wouldn't he lie about? Besides, you know, their entire trading record. Okay, that's basically it. Thank you and goodbye.